Repeat the last part because what I did was I took my
And
earphones off so I can hear you. Can
and
you
I
hear
don't
me?
know your last name. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
What is your last name?
Okay. So give me 1 second. So hold on. 1 second. All right. So it's Saunders.
Queen Saunders.
Yes.
And and your company is Number 4 Fresh Blend. Is that it?
Correct. Number 4 Fresh Blend Irish LLC. And the juice brand is Number 4 Fresh Blend Irish.
Okay, so I'll say that briefly, but that I'll say Queen Saunders uh, here, and you've started a
Uh
but
oh.
folks that you had. I want you to tell your story, if you feel comfortable, about what led you to Fresh Blend and what led you to do these juices and to talk about it. And I can even show your picture.
Oh, there go my picture.
So that's so, and it's the whole thing is probably going to be about 10 minutes.
Okay.
But able to edit it down if we go on tangents a little bit.
Okay.
But it's really about, and I'm more curious to hear. I might ask you questions, if you're okay with that. What led you to this? Is how did you have 3 strokes? That for me is what's incredible. It's like did your doctors miss something? Were you going to a doctor or in terms of questions?
Okay. So when would
Oh, you're frozen.
I know, right? Uh
It's okay.
okay.
It's all right. I'll be able to edit those moments out if you freeze.
Okay.
And then, so we'll hear about the story, kind of what got you there, a little bit about, how did it end up with 3, and then what was the moment? What led you to this? So whatever,
I can hear you
yeah,
a little
does that
bit.
work?
Yes. So are we so
Does
when
that work for you?
Yes, it does.
Oh, Queen, you're frozen.
I know. My God. And I got all my bars.
Oh, let's see. Your screen is completely frozen.
All right, hold
But I
on.
can hear you.
Okay, hold on. Technology. Oh my gosh. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just giving you like a little sneak peek. And on, all right, it is, oh my gosh, the Zoom. Oh, anywho, welcome. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. All right, I think we're back. All right. All right, so I got that. Can you see me? Where did she go? Okay, okay, okay.
It's saying you're connected. Okay, let's see. Can I hear you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay! I can
Whatever
hear
you
you.
did.
Ah,
Whatever you did. Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna start record. I'm just gonna hit record.
All right, start hitting
And then we'll
record.
get started. Okay, hold on.
This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. Hi, this is Mary Tucker. This is our first episode of Truth Script. And I'd like to welcome our guest, Queen Saunders. Queen and I met last week when I learned her incredible story, which led her, and she's here consenting to tell us about it, her incredible health journey, which led her to start her company, Number 4 Fresh Blend Irish. She's going to talk to us about that before we part company. But Queen, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me here. Thank you so much for being here and everyone watching and that will check this out. I'm so excited to be here. Yay!
Yay! We finally got it connected.
I know.
So Queen, you knocked me out when we first met, and with your story. So I want to ask you to tell us. You told me that you had experienced not one but 3 strokes, which I found extraordinary. So can you talk to us about that? What happened the first stroke, and talk to us about what was going on in your life? What happened? Where were you? Were you under a doctor's care? Take it away.
All right. Well, first and foremost, so I wanted to actually be a little bit more correct on the stroke, on these 3 strokes. So
Okay.
they were risk of having strokes where,
Oh, got it. Okay.
yes, they were risk of having strokes. My children actually had to lift me out of the bathtub. Paramedics had to come. And yes, so I've been through 3 of them, and it was really tremendous on my body. It was really tremendous on my, just my everyday mobility. I had high, and
Yeah,
I'm
slow
going to
down.
go
Wait,
real
oh my
fast.
God.
Yes, so I'm trying to slow down for you.
No, slow. No, I'll do that. So now, wait, because here's what I just heard. Your children. So you were in your bathtub.
Correct.
The first. So what? You were taking a bath, and did you start feeling something? You were
Oh
feeling
yeah, I
physically.
couldn't move. I could not move at all. First and foremost, I
Your
could
body just shut down
just shut
physically.
down. Yes, ma'am. It had completely just shut down. And a few days prior, so I had started my team and I. We had started a plus size modeling organization here in
Okay.
Philadelphia. And we had just had our big show. I was running around as a CEO with my head chopped off. I'm taking tickets. I'm, instructing the models. I'm getting the vendors. And playing every part of that with my team. And I'm unsure of honestly what like created that. I feel like it was more stress, just being overwhelmed and not knowing my
Yeah.
body to say, hey, this was too much on me.
Yeah.
My body was, and I call it fat, okay? The world may call it something different. However, I call it fat. And I believe that the fat was so much on me with my high blood pressure where it just was like, girl, you about to be out of here. You about to be out of here. And
Now you just mentioned high blood pressure. So were you under a doctor's care for your high
correct.
blood pressure?
Yes, ma'am.
And
I
were
was
you
on
on
8
medication?
medications. I was on
8?
8 medications. 8.
Oh my goodness, wait.
8
See,
medications.
the thing unravels. Queen, I think you've got an extraordinary story because, we have a whole separate podcast to hear about this plus size model thing that you were doing. Um, but you were on 8 medications
Correct.
for, was it just for high blood pressure?
No, so it was high blood pressure. I was also on water pills as well as I was on medication for mental health and, depression, anxiety. So I was on 8 different medications and I am on none. I am on
Well,
0.
okay, we're gonna get there. Wait, we're gonna get there. So you're in the bathtub,
Yes,
and you had been feeling a lot of stress.
correct.
Um, and so you were in the bathtub, and you all of a sudden couldn't move, and you called your kids, and they
Correct.
came in, and they called 911.
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
And then were you taken to the
I
hospital?
was taken to Presbyterian Hospital, and this was in West Philly.
Okay.
So I was taken into Presbyterian Hospital, where they kept me for a few
Okay.
days just for observation and just really trying to get my pressure down and to alleviate it. And then afterwards, I was back home and still back doing everything that I was doing, and it didn't really stop me. It just really started to add on to the additional pressure that was there, and just continued to add on more pressure, and then the depression, and then anxiety, and then just all the shoulda coulda wouldas, along with the fats, and along with me eating my emotions. So it just was a lot on my body, it was a lot on my mind, it was a lot on my children. It was a lot on my children.
Yeah. So, and how many kids do you have?
So altogether I have 4.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And were they all there to help you get into the
3.
hospital?
Yes,
that
3 of
first?
them were there. Yes, ma'am.
3 of them were at. So So when you were in the hospital, here's just a question. Did anybody address the stress you were under, or was it just medication to get your body calmed down?
I mean, they always addressed it. I've had that weight on for over 20 years. So it was always, we addressed it in a room. We addressed it with the doctors. We've addressed it with, you have to lose weight. That was the whole conversation that I've heard. You got to lose weight. You got to lose weight. And I knew that. I just didn't know how. Didn't know
Well, and I
how.
wonder too, because I understand about stress eating and comfort eating,
Correct.
And I wonder, did they ever talk about, instead of just losing weight, but the relationship that your mental anxiety,
Uh-oh.
was that ever a conversation?
You said about my mental health?
Well, you said you were on some medications for anxiety and stuff. Did they ever link those things together? I'm still reeling that you were on 8 separate medications. Did they ever kind of link those things together, that sometimes weight and what we've learned about cortisol and all of that kind of
Correct.
stuff?
Yes, they did. They did. They would tell me,
Okay.
that your mental, and I've learned that through over the years. Your mental health really, coordinates with your physical health. If there's something like a pain in your knee, it's something that you may be going through in your heart or in your mind, or things like that. So they did always, connect those two together. It just really, I was not in a space to know what those things really were. I didn't know how important it was. I didn't know what the variations, in each one of those. Okay, I got to lose weight. Cool. But what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Now I got to do these things. But if I do these
Right.
10 things, 5 things come in between each of those 10 things. So I wasn't really present in my space and in my energy to know that, hey, I'm in a danger zone. I'm not going to be
Got
here to
it.
see my kids get married, and that was
Got
sad.
it.
That
Now,
was sad.
you've frozen again just a second. So there we go. Now we'll just let it catch up.
Okay.
So the first time you got released from the hospital after a couple of days, then did you go back to the same stress and same hustle that you were doing?
I did for a long time, actually, and still same situations, just a different day. I kept
Yep.
always in a hospital. I was always in the hospital. I was always sick. It was something always going on with me, and my doctor was just like, "You got to do something about this," and I'm like, "I don't know what to do," and then one day I was in the
Yeah.
shower. I got fed up one day. And honey, I was in there. I was holding on to that wall. And I was taking my arm and my knee. And I just started moving. And I was like, this fat gotta go. It got to get.
Okay, wait, hold on. We're not, I'm not there. Wait, wait, hold on. Because I know there's, because that's it. The way we started talking was your energy,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And your positivity and then I'm going to show your picture in a second that you showed me, but I want to get to, so then did you have a second incident, or you said you had 3 times where you were dangerously close to having a stroke?
Correct.
So when was the second time?
The second time, so the first time was 2015. The second time was 2017. And the third time was 2018. Yes, ma'am.
And then was it a similar situation in 2017? Did your body shut down somehow, or were you out somewhere, or was it just,
I had
you went to your normal doctor and the doctor was like, okay, things are not improving?
Correct. So the second time I went
Got
to
it.
my doctor, and so I went to my doctor because I was supposed to have went to work one day. And when I got to work, it was just like I couldn't get like my energy together. Like my head was it hurting so bad. I had the worst head like migraine. And it was to the point I started crying. I called the manager of the company I was working at, because I was a CNA, going from a CNA at that time. And I just
Got
was
it.
like, I can't stay. And I'm like, something is wrong. I need a banana. Something is going on. My pressure is up. And I'm like, I can't take it. And it was like, well, we're going to send just stay there with your client. We're going to send someone. And they did. And they sent my relief. And that's when I had went to the hospital. And it was like, I don't know what you was trying to do, but you was not about to make it. My pressure was so high. And if I could find it in a few minutes, I have the book. Wait a minute, this is it right here. So I have the book when my pressure was high. Like my pressure was just all over the place. And the doctor was like, you not about to make it, And I'm like, well, what's going on? And he's like, again, you gotta lose weight. That's all I kept hearing. You gotta
Yeah.
lose weight. But no one told me how.
Interesting. And you're still on all the medications, or were there more that were prescribed to you at this point?
So they upped my dose. They had upped my dose at that
Got it.
time. Yeah, they had upped my dose at that time. And then the third time, which was 2018, I was actually on my way to a doctor's appointment because I needed to go get papers to like update my certification. And it was coming around time for my job for us to get our paperwork done. And when I went to the
Got it.
doctors, that's when they told me again and was like, listen, you I don't know how you keep making it,
Right.
but you're not going to keep
Yeah.
making it too much longer, because you need to really get this you need to get it together. And I still kept doing the same thing and didn't really know, and that's when I
So, all right. So let's get to that shower that you wanted to tell me about. So you're in the shower,
in the shower.
and what year was this?
So 2018. 2018 is
So 2018.
correct.
So you had this third time where the doctor was like, you were supposed to get the certifications for your job, and your doctor was saying you are at a critical point if you don't do something, but you still were walking out with increased prescriptions and no plan or understanding of how to get started.
Correct.
And you're in the shower.
And I'm
You're
in the shower. I'm
and
in the
all of a
shower.
sudden, did you hear a voice? Did you, like, what happened?
Honestly, so the shower, I call my showers like a shower power or power shower. And that's
Okay.
really like the most intimate time I think anyone has for themselves to be able to just grow, cry, scream, whatever you choose. And for me, that's where I meditate and I do yoga. And that's when I first started. I was in a shower, I was holding on to the wall. I didn't know what I was doing, but that fat had to move. It had to get out my way. It was suffocating me. It was killing me. And I looked like a mad woman because I was like, just get it out. Just it gotta go. And I
Get
used
in that shower and start working out.
yeah. And I
It's very efficient.
it is. It is. It's very, homey to me, and that's where I manifest. Yeah, I manifest there. I pray there. Any questions that I may have about something that's going on. Go ahead.
So that was the day, and you decided to take charge.
I did.
And so you started, making your shower, your sanctuary, your workout. How did, and I'm on a show now. Can I show the picture of you?
You can. Yes, ma'am.
This is where you were. at the beginning
Yep.
of your journey. And I will tell you, I've met her. She's a tiny little thing, just tiny. And so, so, so how did you teach yourself? Or did you go online? How did you find your tools to get to where you are?
That's a really great question. So, how I found my tools. First and foremost, yes, it started from the shower. The shower power. It's extremely started from there. Well, it started from there. But what I started to do once I got out the shower, my first thing I did was I went into my kitchen and I started throwing fruits and vegetables together. Literally, like I kid you not.